day, another attempt. I've made many attempts to wrap up part one that I just left everybody hanging with an app that doesn't work. Didn't do anything. Took forever to get there, it seemed like, too. And so I'm going to try and trim out some of that time spent typing Java or Kotlin. And because I actually got the form to work, I have working code, I'm going to employ copy and paste and encourage everyone, all of my viewers, to take advantage of finding snippets of code to use that suit your project. Because we're not here to learn a new language. We're just here to play with Android Studio, play with OBS, this broadcasting software that has the mic and the camera plugged into it, and some different scenes I have set out over here. And my problem last time was I forgot to reset the scene so you could see my screen. And I spent about an hour playing with the code, and all you could see was my face. So I'm going to try and fix that today by keeping it in front of my mind. Today we're mixing up 3 different tutorials. The same old simple login app, but we're not going to use this gradient this time. The gradient was fun to build and it looks real cool, but we're going to give it a wallpaper instead. We're going to give it a background. 2 different ways to do that. One of them is quick and easy, and one of them actually works better. We're going to change our app icon from this green Android guy, this helmet head, and we're going to probably between changing the app icon and setting the background image, maybe jump over to AI image generator called Leonardo in order to get some fresh new images, to make a fresh new app that looks nice. I want everybody to know that I'm using Android Studio 2024.1.2. One of the apps that we'll be playing with here, this one, setting the background image the right way by Android Casts. It turns out it's 6 years old, and it's got very deprecated things going on in it, like a whole file called styles.xml, and this is now gone. It's themes.xml, and I had to find out by asking ChatGPT if that was the case. So everybody should take a moment and upgrade. It is under your help button, file edit view, blah de blah, help, click help, and at the bottom it says check for updates. This is one of the buttons I forget to press now and then. That actually brings up the screen of what we'll be seeing, where the work is going to be done. And in this case, the work is going to be done in Android Studio up here. Hoping you can see my mouse. That's always been a question. There's some various settings in OBS to capture the mouse or to ignore the mouse. And for my purposes, I wanted to capture the mouse, which led to a couple of throwaway comment videos. These are really commentary videos as I try people's tutorials. I might critique them. I might have words to say about them. But generally, I think the thing I'll do is work with a tutorial a few times to really familiarize myself with it, and then make a video of myself critiquing it or trying to get it to run. Endless numbers of projects out there, and we're still on login password. It's just obnoxious. Now, as you know, this design view is how you can create a lot of stuff and give it all the attributes you can imagine. So all kinds of attributes like fading edges and the ID, layout, gravities, text, definitions of text, direction, color, user hints or text hints. But everything we can do from the front of it in this design view, which you get by clicking a design view up here, we can either split our view or go entirely into code. For now, let's split the view. This is my phone here. It's plugged in, and I'm going to retract it to give us some real estate. I'm going to go to the code that I have worked on several times. This is in a PDF. I was happy to see that PDFs maintain the color coding, which I really have no idea what it is. And we're just going to slapdash it right over the top. Give me a right click, paste. Let it think a minute. Hello world will disappear. And this is our new layout. This is the layout we got by first describing a relative layout. Relative to what? Got no clue. But then it switches to a linear layout, which gives us a row and a row and a row and a row stacked on top of each other latitudinally. Latitude, I have to think of latitudes and think that they're vertical instead of horizontal. Now I've got some things to fix. One of the things we're going to fix is we're just going to take out... Oh, no, we're not. Let's start with these yellow lines. It's an easy one to fix. Hover your mouse over it. Hover your icon over it, your cursor, and select extract string resources. It doesn't like to have hard-coded strings in the code, because then if you want to make a translation in another language, you have to get down into the code and remake your entire package instead of just having a little toggle switch in your main app saying, do you want English or you don't want French? So after hovering over this orange area, extract string resource is what we want. Just click it. There's the name of the resource. It just used the words we use and got rid of the spaces. For one thing, put in underscores. Click OK there. Dooby-dooby-doo. The same to you. Oops. Click out. Hover. Extract string resource. Okay. Why is it still red? Should show up in this file called strings. Icon image of a person, and username. The app name is Jungle Explorers Club. I'm coming up, hitting the bottom of the well when I'm thinking up package names. So I'm thinking up reasonable excuses about what kind of situation might call for an app that has a login and password. And for this one, I selected Jungle Explorers Club because we're going to put in a couple of specific images that will make it jungly. Checking back at main activity, we still see some red. We need to make a drawable. See, I don't like this red here. Let's say, let's let it rewrite itself. Content. Android content description equals a string. Look at all those strings. Not the string I want. Why? App name. String icon image of a person. It's not listed in there. Why is that? Don't know. Sad to say, gonna go. Oh, now I'm messing things up. Now I hit an enter. Now it's a good time to re-highlight everything and just say paste. Start again. Oh. I thought this was the easy way. It's not. Let's start with the drawable. It's going to be a right click on drawable. New. No, that's not how you put a background in there. It's a lot easier. You pick your background. Oh, there's my pictures. Those are all the movies I made. Some of them yesterday. Backgrounds. See, here's this one of a jungle I got off the internet. Double clicked it, no reason whatsoever. Highlight it and right click on it and copy it. Close out. Drawable, right click, paste. Just call it jungle. Good. Now if we change this name to jungle, and be very careful about where that quotation mark hangs out, I had to click delete to get rid of that grayed out stuff. Drawable jungle. Why not? At drawable equals drawable jungle. Get rid of this source. We're going to give ourselves a vector. One of these guys. We're going to go to account. So I want to account. No, I want hand. Still loading icons. There's some hands. I'm going to use this hand. Click. Okay. I'm going to make it 200 by 200. Next. Finish. And that was late coming, wasn't it? I don't know why, but we should have something here too. A hand. Image view. Image icon. Oh, I know why we don't have the image of the vector image there. We have to put it back there. Oops, that's the wrong keyboard. So, source. Why there? I don't want it there. I want it at the beginning of the line. Do something stupid. Source. Try it again. Source. Sometimes this drop-down menu pops up, sometimes it doesn't. Even when you know you're typing the correct introductory letter, in this case just an S. All I had to do is type an S, and this whole thing came up with Android : source. And that's what we want here, because it also presents us with the set of quotes and grayed out a suggestion which you can activate by hitting tab. I don't want to do that. I want to use, where's my drawables? I want to use baseline front hand 24. There. Pops up the hand. Okay, next problem. Drawable rounded corners. Okay. It's a new drawable resource file called, and if we're careful with what we're calling it, what it's expecting us to call it, rounded corner, change this to shape. Change that to shape. And OK out. OK, baby. Now, if you were to start typing in here, you would be very disappointed because nothing would appear to work. Because, in fact, the first thing you have to put in is right up there before the end of that close tag. Hit enter twice. Now, I want to make a gradient. So I start with the open tag. No? Not shape. Oh, wrong backwards. Jesus. Okay, let me check my cheat sheet. This is rounded corner and background image. Rounded corner. Rounded corner. Shape. That's what I typed there. Shape. Shape. I guess I shouldn't have started with that open tag. See, that's learning Java. That's learning Kotlin. And that's just not what I'm here for. And it sets me back. This is the easy part here. This is what I came here to do, is to take advantage of the rectangle. Bonk. Now that's all that's going to go there. So let's get down. Let's get down. Let's get in right there. What goes with the rectangle? See, now this time I know I have to start with that open, that less sign. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Don't really understand why. I'm looking at the microphone. I should be looking at you guys. So we're going to make a corner. It's going to have a radius. I'm just hitting enter basically to prompt these drop-down menus. A radius of 24 dps. If it were anything to do with the font, we would give it a SP. Now be very careful here and get outside of that quote, or else you'll break everything. I just hit space. What do I want to do? None of those. I want to have a width. Why doesn't it pop up? See, it popped up a minute ago. Corner, radius, width, corner, radius, stroke has width. What am I doing wrong? Corner gets a radius, corner gets a radius. That's it. Don't want that. Really, we don't want this one right here. We don't want that one right there. It put it there for us. I don't like that. It should have been, if I'm not completely wrong, a slash and a greater. A slash and a greater. See, it gave us a close, but just too much close, and it would complain then that we've got too much code in our package. Wrong keyboard. Gotta stop doing that. Okay. I think that's gonna work. Punch that greater sign again. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. This time we're going for stroke, space, color, black, width. See, I just hit space, and now it wants width. Oops. And I'm going to give it a 3. And I think I'm still working with dips on a stroke. And again, a slash, and it put its own greater sign in there for me. I don't see anything red here. So let's go back to activity main. And because we just, remember it was highlighted here, or actually red, like color blue. We don't have a blue yet, but now it's green because we created the file rounded corner and made it happy. And look, here's our rounded corners. It says username because it says username right there. Hint, username. Why does it say username? It's hard-coded. That's why it's highlighted. So let's extract a string resource saying username. A user is a resource. Username is already existing. Really? Strings. Username. Okay. It's getting deep in the weeds, but yeah, there's a username there. How do we get to use it? Let's find something else. Let's see. At string slash what? At string slash username. Hey, turned green for a second. Click out of there. Screwed something up here. So this is a good time to introduce you to this little stacked, used to call them hamburgers, but now we're getting a little too tall for a hamburger. Click on that file, go over to build, and build project. And the build project is a debugger that will look at what you got and hopefully tell us, oh, I know one thing that's wrong. I don't have a close quote here. Look, everything just came back normal. Ha! See? One little thing. Close quote. It'll mess you up. That's why I'm not here to learn Java. But I'm picking it up as I go. Color blue. Why do we need blue? Because the button that's going to say login, extract string resource, login. That's the way it should work. Just turn green because it didn't already find a login in strings. So color blue. Open colors. We have two colors named right now, white and black. We're going to highlight the entire white, copy it, put our cursor at the end, click, enter, Control V, paste. You'll notice we have a white box and a white box. You can't see it, but there's a black box. We have two whites named now. I just double-clicked that white to highlight it. And I'm going to say blue. And I'm going to click. Clickety-click. Go to custom. Set our selector in there. Go to our blues. That's a fine looking blue. Don't really care. So black, white, blue. Element type C. Our build was still running while we were messing around. and it seems that my element type image view must be followed by a closing tag. Image view is going to be in activity main. Image view is what's showing us this vector hand right now. So let's go up to image view and see that little red underscore. That means it's expecting something. And from what I'm led to understand, if there's an element inside, so looking at linear layout, it just gets a little greater than sign because there's just some attributes in here. But if there's an element stuck in here along with some attributes, then it needs more than a greater sign. It needs a slash greater sign. What next? Password. Add strings. Password. Right? Oop. Entered. Should have done that. Click backspace. Click end to get out of that stupid little quote sign. Add string equals password. Let's build again. Build project. Start having a hard time chasing them when they're moving. White, where all this is white. It's a good sign because it's passing its tests. Moving along to the next. Error with a string. Password. Y. Password. Start from scratch. Hint. Android. String. See, in strings, there's password. No, there's not. String name equals quote password. Out of that quote. Wait a minute. Should all be in lowercase. This is the string should be in lowercase for the word password, which is a hard-coded word. Okay, now let's go back to activity main. Look for anything red, string password, hint. At string password. Look at that. It showed up for us. I think this is the easiest, the best way to get the code written is to use what it's offering to you instead of having to type things in like I started to there. I don't know what I'm typing. But the more I look at it, the more I understand it. Like example, there's in our edit text field. Well, every element here gets a width and a height, a width and a height, a width and a height, and you have to just. I've matched the width to the parent. Wrap the content all the way down. Match the parent for the width. One or the other, apparently, unless you really know what you're doing. So each one of these has a hint. Each one has a color text. Each one has a text, a hint color text, a hint text color. And what we're seeing here, username and password, these are hints. They disappear once you start typing. The background is in this case just that rectangle with the radius corners. Each element gets an input type. The difference between text and text password is text password shows you the letter quickly and then converts it to a dot or an asterisk. So it's asterisked out. They're looking more like dots lately, but that just might be my prescription. Sorry. What else does everything have? Everything, when we're not using constraint view, we're actually constraining our items by using a top margin and padding. And you can play with the padding and the top margin just to see how it changes, how it pushes things up and down, how it makes the space fatter, how it makes this in-between space bigger, smaller. The space is on the side, this is padding. The space on the side here is padding. Even the top, even way up at the top, where we open up our relative layout, even it gets a padding. Got a little space right in there along the edge. We tell it gravity, center, and in the linear layout, gravity center. That pushes everything to the center and again to the center. So that's another layout. Where in constraint layout, we wouldn't use gravity, I imagine. That's just a guess. Next thing we're going to do is make this thing actually work. We're going to, close the colors. We're going to close rounded corners. We're going to close the strings. We're going to open up main activities. Now, main activity doesn't have much going on in it right now. It has no logic. It's not listening for the on-click, for the button to go click. It's not looking for the variables and the password fields. So this is something that I asked of ChatGPT. I showed it my activity main. I said, here's my activity _ main.xml. Please build me a main activity.kt, the file name, that does this and this. And in this case, I want it to log the credentials, which is the username and password, and I want it to make a toast so you can look at the front of the screen and know something actually worked. We're going to copy everything except the top line, which says package name. This belonged to a far different, far older project, which you don't want to have two package names inside your code. It'll confuse it. So just copy, starting from the imports and all the way down to the last looks to me like something out of a who is that? A Hitchcock movie. Alfred Hitchcock. So we're going to copy. We're going to go back to where am I? So I'm doing this so I don't go stupid. We're back in Android Studio. We're highlighting everything below the package name. Below the package name. Always be careful about package names when you start copy pasting. It'll just may say example, insert your package name here, or it might have a real package name in it if you're borrowing it from another functional. What are we doing here? We're pasting. So now we have our package name intact at the top. We're importing all kinds of things to handle our button, our edit text, the toast, which is at the bottom. I'll tell you about in a second. We're initializing variables from edit text, and button. Call it edit text, edit password, text password. These things that pop up, well, I don't know what they are, and they just really get in my way. What else are we doing here? We're initializing, finding by ID, find view by ID. Sometimes these R's are red, and then you got a little problem on your hands, but build will get you out of it. Build, build, build. There's the login button and the on-click listener, and it's listening for the username and the password. What it does with it, first it sends it to a log. That's what this part is. Sends it to a log, and I'll show you that. Next part is it makes the toast. I'll show you that. So we should have everything we need here. Let's go back to activity main. I didn't think I'd do it here. Let's see if we're okay so far with our build. Autofill hints. You can worry about that later if you want. That's just covering all the T's and crossing all your bases, and make it look pretty. Where's our build showing up? It's either logcat or problems. Says we have 4 problems. But I don't think they're anything major. They're only yellow exclamation points instead of red stop signs. I don't even know how it's done. When is it going to be done? I hear my computer slowing down. Activity main, I see nothing in red, which is good. While it's thinking, let's click on drawable, new image asset. You tired of these guys showing up all the time? You got options. There's a foreground layer, there's a background layer, there's some other options that I don't know what they do. Play store icon. I don't know what that means. You can play with an image, a clip art, or some text. You can just put your initials or your name on your icon for your project. I'm going to use an image for this. We were calling it Jungle Explorers Club. So an image that I snagged from Leonardo.ai the other day. It's all the way down here. Down here in Android icons that I have made, And I'm going to use a camel just for the contrast. Now camel is too big. Click on trim yes, and you can change camel size. I'm keeping it within the circle. Keeping it within the circle. Now let us go to background layer. Let's go to color. We'll open up our color palette and give it something dark green. Something dark green. And that's our new icon. That's how easy it is to make an icon. You really want to start off with an image that's 512 square. But you can bend the rules a little bit. Looks like now I'm going to run the app. We changed the background of the entire app, not just the front page. If you want to just change the front page, you go up here in the header of relative layout, and oh, we are using front page. Let's undo him. See, I forgot all about that. So, if we use background on the front page of activity main, if you had more entry fields that go down here and you use a scroll mechanism to have them go up, well, your background image would scroll too. So I'm cutting it out of front page. Jungle's already in drawable. I'm gonna find themes. Where's my theme? Background image. Yardy, 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 yardy. Okay. So what we're talking about is not a wallpaper. We're talking about a theme. Quiet, puppy. Hush. Talking about a theme. Themes are in the folder themes. We'll open up themes. It tells you right here where to put your customization. Now we're going to play another game with open and closing tags. It's an item. So we get to play with our items. Name equals. This is what we're looking for. Window background. Android window background. There's the equal sign. There's a quote. There's a quote. Is that it? Oh, we haven't told it what the background is yet. Now this is the hard coding. This is where I'm going to start typing, and I don't think anything's going to come up for me. At drawable should come up. Drawable slash. Now if I hit enter, it'll say background close item. But there is no image named background. There's an image named jungle. And as you see, I lost my closing tag. It's frustrating. Is that right? Full close, full close. Partial close. Let's find out with a build. Rebuild there. That's not what I like to see. This is what I like to see. Red lines. There's a little red underscore under at. Check my cheat sheet. There's an at there. Let me copy this whole line. Paste it. Change the name of the file to jungle. Now if I hit delete, it's gonna screw me over. It did screw me over. Why did it screw me over last time and delete that entire end of the string? End item. I'm knocking my head against which kind of close tag again. And I'm not here to learn Java. Dang it. I'm here to enjoy playing around with Android Studio. And it's not always fun because I swear it's doing stuff that I don't expect it to be doing. Build it again. Building. Is it where is it building? Where are all my tasks? Oh, we're down to one problem. Bringing back my phone here. Phony phone. Device manager. Samsung's running. There's my phone. Build seems to have nothing to report, so I'm going to run the app. This is the front end of my phone. That means we're on our way to success. Okay, in only 4 seconds. So, here's how it should work. You touch username, and you get to put in a name. We could turn the text black. That's another attribute. Under activity main, if you click all the way over here into design view, this right hand column is all kinds of attributes you can play with. Just more than I have any clue. Any clue at all. More things to do with text, text alignment, text direction, style, text style. Where is text style? Is that all jammed up at the top because we use a lot of text? Can't find it now. Not important. Back over here on my phone, we've got a name in the username field. Can't really see it, but there's the next button. Password. As we type in the letters, turn to illegible dots. Click done. Now, because we've got something in the back office, activity main's got some logic going on in it, we should see something new now when we press login. Login clicked, username razzle dazzle. Also, log cat. Down to the bottom, the bottom, the bottom, the bottom. Are we going to see it pop up here? Right there. Username and password. Here's the toast. The toast is the thing that pops up from the bottom. This little thing here is called a toast. Next thing is on my phone here, minimizing everything. Here's our new project. Here's our new icon. My phone does say that. Okay. The new icon at the top. Never seen that stuff before. We close all, and here's our Jungle Explorers Club, the project name. And here's our new icon. You can see I've been making a whole slew of icons lately. I've really gotten tired of this Android bucket head. So that, I think, is today's project. I think I had the right button pressed for this whole thing. 60 minutes long. 60 minutes long. The app that I started with, the Simple Login app, claimed it was less than 9 minutes long. And we didn't type any code. We just copy and pasted. And we had problems. Even with working code, we had problems. So I don't believe that guy at all. He may be a fast typer, but he didn't build that whole Simple Login and password app in less than 9 minutes. It's insane. We also dicked around a little bit by adding our own background to the whole theme, and we dicked around a little bit more by making our own icon. So there's a couple of new things about Android Studio we've learned. And I'm getting better at it because I've been doing it every day now for about the last 3 weeks. And there's always been some sort of problem with my recording. And I wouldn't be at all surprised if the same thing happens to this one. If you see it up online, I made it. Like, subscribe, and check back when I pick up a couple other Android Studio tutorials to play around with. In this quest of mine, I'm in my 60s. I've got nothing better to do in life. I'm retired, and I need to keep my brain alive. And so that's why I'm here doing this. I'm keeping my brain alive. And for all you other 60-plus YouTubers out there, keep those brains alive. See ya.